And we're back, ladies and gents, for the amazing new show, Secret Invasion, Episode 3! Woo! What an episode. And by what an episode, I mean, what an incredibly boring episode with, doubling down! Destroying Nick's character. Why not? Fuck it. Why not? Let's just go all in. Fuck Nick. Who cares about Nick Fury? I know I don't. At this point, who gives a fuck about the Marvel Universe anymore? Let's just go through it. Oh my god, the show's giving me cancer aids, I think. I think I'm getting a little, the sniffles. Oh boy. Alright. If you remember from last episode, we found out the incredible revelation that Nick Fury is porking some scrolls. That's okay. Free, love is love, boys. I don't care. Okay. And then other than that, some other things happened, I guess. But what we're happening right here is we're going through the plan, Gravik's plan. We all know what he wants to do now. He wants to start World War III. Essentially, just have the humans fuck each other up, right? That's smart, right? Your enemy of your enemy is your friend in some certain respects, but now in this case, your enemy is the entire human race. Instead of fighting them, because there's not enough of you, you gotta have them kill each other. How do you do that? World War III. Now, for a person that wants to take over the world, maybe starting, a total nuclear annihilation upon the world or the planet isn't the best idea, especially when he knows the Avengers are still lurking around somewhere. Maybe he doesn't. He's right. He doesn't need to worry about them. Just because they're lurking around, we know we don't have the rights for them right now in this show, so they're never gonna come back later. Okay, we know that. Anyway, here's his plan. He's going to get his lackeys here to go onto a submarine, and this submarine is going to blow up a UN plane, a UN plane that will, start World War III. Or the Russians are in there, something like that. We're going to, the Russians will retaliate. Fuck it, whatever. Big World War III massacre about to happen. That's the plan. However, on the flip side of that, we're also getting more information. He just used, apparently, his Super Scroll-like thing here. I'm not totally sure just exactly what this thing does. But he's like fervent. Apparently, it works though in this episode. At least, whatever he wanted. But like the powers aren't like that incredible. I mean, they are, I guess, but I don't know how. We don't know the absolute limits of it. Essentially just yet. I'm sure we will find out. Well, maybe we won't. But he's just showing the guys from last episode, the scroll operatives, like what's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, this is my machine. It's gonna allow you guys. We're gonna become super scrolls, and then we'll have to be face the wrath of the humans. We're gonna annihilate them essentially. And I believe I said it before in the comics. The scrolls, the super scroll was like an entity in the comics, I believe. Oh yeah, it was actually. It was like this like experiment by the Skrulls to give them even like more superpowers, like more like strength and agility and whatever else they had to do. But the Skrulls already had powers in the comics. If I'm correct, everyone had the powers of the Fantastic Four. I believe that's all they had. Was it either the Fantastic? No, it was. It was the Fantastic Four. Yes, that's how they emulated. That's how they were so powerful, right? But obviously in this show, they're all just like essentially humans. I believe I said again. I believe I said it. I'm not sure like what's the difference between them, other than the fact that they can shapeshift and replicate voices. That's a superpower in and of itself. Like that's incredible. It's how they've been doing so well so far anyway, but whatever, I guess. And the show's been doing this, and we jump back after that, after he has his talk with his like lackeys about what his plan is and how he's gonna supercharge all the Skrull brethren, whatever the fuck. We go back in time to New York in 1998, and we've been getting a few, not really. It was like very few seeds every episode up until now of just flashbacks of Nick and what he was doing with the Skrulls. This one pertains, important, quote unquote. It's important character wise, but honestly, like, what's the point? I don't give a fuck about Nick and his new wife, right? So this is the whole point of this, like, just showing the characterization a little bit of his wife here, Vara, I believe her name is, but he says Vara here, and but then he says her name is Silka later on when we cut back later to the present. So what's her actual name? I don't, not important. It's just we're just like getting I guess into the groove of like how they become man and wife, kinda like their chemistry on screen, and how also, but she's also an operative for him, and they mentioned Dracov. Oh boy, yeah, that's nice. I did not expect a Black Widow villain drop in this show. Kind of crazy actually, but fuck it. You know, but they've been dropping that. I don't actually like the way they say it. The way like these people talk to Nick and like, why don't you get your friends here to help us? So they're just saying friends. They're not literally just saying the Avengers, because it's not like that might make sense though, because it's not like the writers know who's even in the Avengers anymore, right? Like they're not a cohesive group since Phase 4, right? It's maybe that makes sense. I just find it funny, you know. Of course we can't name drop fucking Ant-Man or Thor or who else? Hawkeye. He's retired, I guess, kinda. Or Brie Larson. They do name drop Danvers. I believe, but they don't want to name drop anyone else. Whatever. The show's fucking a mess. Okay, it's an absolute mess. Anyway, I don't particularly care for this like weird flashback characterization. None of it has any bearing on like what's happening now in the present. Anyway, we literally cut back to it, and it's just more shitting on Nick. She shits on Nick for leaving, even though she knew he's Nick Fury and he had to leave. And she's a new person after he's been gone. Apparently, this is his first time seeing her, and since the blip. Okay, that's great. Apparently he's been like KIA. Not KIA. Fucking what's a MIA? Nick does what Nick does. He disappears for long stretches of time and then comes back and I don't know, fucks her, right? And she's just upset about that. She's a different person now. They're having like their weird like spy talk, horrible dialogue conversation where she finally like gets a phone call later. I believe in this episode. I believe like she even says like she's had to do things since he's been gone. So I'm guessing she's now in with Gravik, but you know, I also doubt that. Like, if she's been married to Nick, and in the times he's been gone, she's been cool with Gravik, but now that he's back, like, she has way more connections with Nick. So I'm thinking she's if it is true that she'll double cross Nick, I do believe that is the case. Oh, not double cross Nick, but she's not gonna kill Nick. She'll kill Gravik if anything, double cross him. But that's the whole situation there. I could not care at all about their relationship. I just can't, especially when they keep like shitting on Fury. It's so God. They double down on it even harder later in the episode. But they're like really like the episode just like does not care about him at all as a person or as humans in general. you know, uh, we'll get to that I guess a little bit later. They have their talk. Fuck it. We get back to, I believe her name is actually now Gaia, Amelia Clark's character. What a beautiful imagery here. Amelia, are you alright? Oh no, she had some sleeping pills, and then a Gravik just woke her up, and this is her morning routine, right? Oh boy, he's basically just like interrogating her about the incident that happened last episode where they killed their guy and just like left him in the middle of the road, I guess, or in the middle of the woods without burying him wherever they brought him. It's just so funny because they talk about it like he wouldn't have given us up. There was a leaker, and she's all like, "Yeah, well, it was him. Obviously, he was weak. We know that. You killed him." It's just so funny, and then, also that guy never. Comes up again. As far as I remember in this episode, no one ever finds him either. Who knows where his body is? Because we know when Skrulls die, their bodies change back to when they were Skrulls. So if anyone finds that, would panic. I guess we don't care. We're starting World War III anyway. So he's just interrogating her, like sizing her up for what we know this episode. Uh, what happens later? We know she does. She is the one betraying him. Essentially, she's Talos's insider. Like they're like doing, they're like quadruple, triple agents, right? All between each other. I guess this is what happens when everybody in can just like change their face and voice at will. No one knows. Information is abound everywhere. Just crazy. It's a fucking mess. Okay, absolute mess. Anyway, he's like, okay, convinced me, I guess, kinda. Wake up early tomorrow. We're going somewhere, and they go off to London. Talos has agreed to parlay with Gravik, and yeah, there we go. They're calling a parlay, and this is where things get not dicey, but like, oh my God, it's so fucking boring. I'm not. I mean, I do like Talos's character. Hit like Ben Mendelsohn, I believe his name is. The actor. He's very good. Like one of the better actors in the show so far. I guess Gravik isn't horrible, but he's new. Ben Mendelsohn has like that like experience, and he's played Talos already before in the Captain Marvel movie. I know what like he's going for, right? And I know what the actors are going for with him. He's more stoic. He believes in humanity. He believes the Skrulls don't have to fight with them. He's the other side of Gravik, basically. The other side of the different coin, the flip side of it, whatever the analogy is, you get my point. I do like Ben Mendelsohn in his role here. It's just these scenes are boring, like what even their like conversation, it's just like none of it is there's no substance to anything they're saying. It's just Rick and Morty rolling around the same thing they've always been talking about to like the start of their problem, that like Gravik is here to kill all the humans, and then Talos is like, no, we're not going to do that, we're going to show them something else. This is more important about what happens here, specifically that Gravik show of power, he basically controls everything, quote unquote. It's just weird when he like attacks him, and then everybody here is apparently a Skrull, and they all change into Gravik for some reason. I don't know why. It's just, where are they? They're in London, and he set all this up on purpose. How many soldiers do you actually have? Or is every Skrull that we found out from Talos here on the planet working with you? Like how many are actually working with Talos? It seems like he's always saying that. He even says it in this like scene here. You have a sickness, and we will show the humans that we are better than you. The difference between us. But it's like, who is working with you, Talos? We don't like Nick Fury, and then your daughter. Like who is supporting you? Gravik has like tons of support. Apparently, he's got like informants all around like the world's governments. What do you got? You got fucking nothing. How are you getting your information? And how is Nick getting his information? Well, it's so confusing. They don't go into it. They never could, right? Because then it wouldn't make sense. And then everything would be. They don't want to go into it, right? Anyway, after this, the parlay basically fails, of course, and then Gravik makes a threat on his daughter, and he's like, "You should be glad I haven't killed her yet," and he just fucking stabs him, right there, and pretty funny, and strangles him a little bit, and that's where we see it. He just leaves very conveniently after, right before his healing factor seems to be quite fast. I mean, it healed pretty much in seconds, and the extent of his healing factor, how strong is it? Is it Hulk level? Is it Wolverine level? Will we ever know? Probably not. And I assume we will know if Gravik dies. The only way would be to kill him would be like cut his head off, blow him to pieces. Could he survive that? But he's probably not Deadpool levels of like healing factor, right? But anyway, it's very convenient. And everyone just like sort of leaves. He leaves. Talos is gonna go have a meeting with Fury, and then Gravik is like, "Oh well, yeah, parlay failed. Whatever. Let's go back." This is where they haven't seen each other since the last episode. After Nick just basically, gave him the shit, pew pew, and Talos was pretty angry about it. But he doesn't care. Nick is still his friend, so Nick asked him to help. For some reason, I don't know how Nick got like the information. I mean, I'm sorry, I keep calling him Nick. He's not really Nick Fury, he's just sort of Samuel L. Jackson now. I would stress to even call this character we're looking at now Nick Fury. They have belittled him far too much at this point for me to, see him as the same Nick Fury back from like the Avengers. He's not the same character. He's disheveled. He's old. He doesn't have his whole network. Whatever. Anyway, Talos is like, all right, I accept your apology. He literally makes Nick Fury like say that he's useless without him. It's just so fucking like, God, why are you doing that? Just like, you really need to fucking Talos. I get it that he like was mean to you. Do you really need to belittle him like this? Make him feel like shit? You're supposed to be friends. I know Nick made fun of you kinda and told you to fuck off. But geez, I don't know, just punishment maybe. But then he does it again later, and after they're going to their place, they're getting the. Here's where they are. This is where this fucking lady. I still don't know what her fucking name is. The lady who chopped that one squirrel's fingy off. Just give him, cut off those chicken fingies. Uh, She's talking to him. He's talking to him. He came to Talos already to like tell him that he has information on where the nuclear bomb's going, but then he calls her to ask, I need to know where that guy is, so we can stop it. Like I already thought you knew where it was, Fury. Why do you need her help again? Anyway, she's dealing with her own shit. I guess she has moles she's trying to get rid of. Fury's like, okay, just give me the information. I'll go to Bob's house and kill him. This is where we find out, and this is actually egregious. This is the most egregious part in this episode, no doubt in my mind, where we just find out everything that Fury has been working toward since the Captain Marvel movie has been all thanks to Talos and his people. None of it was actually, Fury's doing. It was all Talos and his, information of scrolls, his scroll network to, help, fight back whatever tyranny was going on. It was all them, and this is a direct shitting on like Fury and like his history, and they invented it for this movie, for this show. It didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like this at all. And Talos like reminds him that you're still capable, but everything was, me and my friends, not you. We did that. And it's just like what the fuck? Why would you go that route? Why? Why are we doing this? Can't we're in phase 5 now. You destroyed so many characters in phase 4. Why are you continuing to destroy more of them? Why do we have to break down these characters that have stuck with your property in your universe for so long for you to just dismantle them in this just egregious way? You're not even killing them off. You're just literally belittling them and making them shit for no reason to satisfy, whatever dumb plot you're trying to, conjure in your fucking mind to make this dog shit show that is horrible. It's absolutely dreadful in every way. Whatever. They go through their stupid bullshit where he belittles him. Nick is like, all right, we're here. Let's go in. They go in. Everyone here scrolls to this guy named Bob. They blow their cover. They get in there. And they shoot up the place. Talos goes in first. Talos sees the kid here. I'm not sure whether the kid is a Skrull. I'm guessing he's not. But I'm guessing he is. It's strange. Actually, what happens here next, I'm not... very strange. So, all of Talos gets, captured here. And Nick brings the kid in and is like threatening to kill him. So this is where I'm guessing that the kid is a Skrull, but if he's not, he just doesn't know his dad is. But then the kid isn't a Skrull. I don't know why he would let go Talos here. For some reason, Bob here, the guy holding a gun to Talos, has some sort of kindred relationship with the kid, even though they're not related. I'm not. So maybe they are, but what I see later during this scene here, it seems like no, they're not related. Unless I just don't know. It's not explicitly clear whether the child is in fact a Skrull, but nonetheless, Bob does relent. Even though we have a little scare here where, we think Nick's gonna fucking murder this kid here. No, of course he's not. You'd think Bob here would know that he wouldn't do that, but he relents anyway and lets Talos go. Fair enough, I guess. I guess he loves the kid enough to just, okay, fuck it. And this is where the submarine's coming close onto their plane of attack. They're about ready to blow up the plane that's coming up toward their coordinates. And then they interrogate Bob, and they're not having a good time doing it. Bob is not, cooperating in the least. And things are getting out of hand. They're running out of time essentially, and they're going around. They need a code. They need a code. They don't have it. Now they could use the kid as leverage to get the code. Instead of doing that, they torture him a bit. Nick shoots him, and then Talos ends up killing him. Like, well, you could have, but he. Why didn't you just use the kid as leverage? He's there. Just use him. You were ready to do that anyway. He's clearly ready to not let go of the kid. Obviously, so why not? Why kill him? And then Talos's plan here is just call his daughter, endanger her, tell her to they kill him literally, and to get the codes, and then fucking run basically. And this is where I think the kid may or may not be fucking like an actual child. This is a funny scene too here. Talos's daughter, her name is Gaia, I guess. Emilia Clarke's character. Just, beats these dudes. Let's watch this. Bam. Look how much time it takes for that guy to pull his gun. What is he doing that entire time? Look at that fumble. What the fuck were you doing, man? Gravik, why are your soldiers so shit? Like, what? Beaten up by one person. He was literally staring into space for like a whole second, and he could have just pointed the gun. Could have just moved to the left. Obviously everyone's shit. We gotta let the plot move along, right? We can't lay dilly dally. Of course, we see the people here that under the this is how they face change, I guess. I don't know why they need this. Why I don't know why they're keeping them alive. Actually, it seems like the Skrulls can just face change with anyone they need. But I know why. I'm sorry. It's because of their memories. They're keeping their here for their memories. They need that, which is why Gaia is here. She's gonna look at the memories of Bob here, the real Bob, and the kid is here in the memories. So I'm thinking like, I just don't understand. Is the kid a Skrull? Whatever. It doesn't not important. Nothing happens to the kid anyway. Anyway, guy gets the code. They successfully, prevent the attack, which is fine. Good for them. They have a little, they leave their bodies there. They don't clean anything up. All right, pretty stupid, I guess. Who? So like, just like who does the government care? Would the government find out about this like attack in this neighborhood, or the Gravik will find out, of course. But what about everyone else? I don't understand. Anyway, that's okay though. Gaia appears to escape, except she doesn't for some reason when she's coming up here on Gravik. She just sort of like falls down. She doesn't hit him. She just falls down. Horrible lens flares, by the way. Terrible lighting in this scene here. Gravik's like, yeah, I heard about the failed strike. It was you. You're the mole. I'm going to kill you now, basically. And he's like, turn around. She's like, no, I won't turn around. You're going to have to fucking kill me right here and right now. And then, in this whole big scene where you think Gravik might not do it because he has some sort of love, quote unquote, for Gaia. But, of course, he doesn't care. In the middle of her speech, he just guns her down and just, kills her. I find it, convenient that after he just, like, blows her to smithereens, he just shoots her in the heart, basically. Guy is dead. Goodbye. Okay, Emilia Clarke, you're gone already. Is that okay? I mean, all right. I guess that was the extent of your character. I'm not really sure what your character was. You didn't like your daddy. You did like your mommy. You were working for Gravik, but you were also a double agent working for your dad. And then I'm not sure of your true intentions. What did you really want? Why did you come here in the first place? Were you always a mole? Whatever. You're dead. Okay. Goodbye. So long. See ya. So long. All right. And that's basically it. He just sort of leaves her body here. Okay. I guess he'll clean it up later, or maybe he won't. He'll do the same thing he did with Brago. He'll just leave her body there for anyone to see. Funny. Then we cut back. Silco gets a call, or Vara, Fury's Skrull wife. She gets a call from, I would assume to be Gravik. She gets all panicked. She goes to this secret room here. wherever it is, and she gets a gun out of here. So I'm guessing that call that she got was Gravik and the Skrulls telling her to kill Fury. Cause yeah, this is it right here when she has this talk. She's like, okay, I'll do it. And she gets noticeably panicked. So I assume this will be resolved in the next episode. I doubt she'll actually kill him. They're married. They probably still love each other. I don't know. Do they both trust each other? It's not really clear. It seems like they weren't in the first part of this episode. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the end of this episode. Just what a shit episode. I'm sick and tired of Marvel. Just keep fucking shitting on. They're like old characters. Like why is that their deal nowadays? They just continue to do it. They just don't stop. Think of every Marvel character you love, at least like the old guard, and see how they've been reduced to old stinking piles of themselves that like are just shit and they can't do anything anymore. It's really disheartening. Especially like Nick Fury. He's the one who started like the Avengers, and apparently, maybe the Skrulls started the Avengers now, because apparently the Skrulls did everything for him. So whatever. Oh god, I'm just so tired of the show already. I was tired the first episode, but now it's just there's more pain. They're doubling up on the pain. It's making it harder to watch, especially with like dumb filler scenes that we don't really need, like this. Yeah, like this scene here, just like I especially find it funny that like Nick Fury keeps popping out in public, even though he's wanted. I think isn't he wanted? I'm not sure about that, but he just keeps popping up. He's one of the most well, at this point he'd be one of the most well-known people on the planet, right? Like doesn't everybody know about Nick Fury? I might be wrong about that. But I just find it funny that he just keeps like going into like random places. This isn't the first time he's going to like some random public place, doing something, talking to people, talking about, and they talk about like the Skrulls here, in like ear and eye view of like all these random people. Like, like you guys are afraid of causing a panic of some kind? Of course not. This stupid. I just think of all the stupid decisions the show could have made. They're making them. Right? Oh man. I think that's it for this review. I'll catch you guys later. I think. Hope you guys have a nice night. See ya.